Welcome to another episode of 48 and 48, talking about WordPress basics. In this episode, we're going to go over forms, how to create them, and how to export contacts once they've filled out your form. So starting from the dashboard, if you go over to the side, you'll see a tab for forms. When you click on that, you will see a couple of options. You can click on forms to see all of your current forms that you have. So we'll click Add New. You click on Add New, you'll have to put in a form title. So we will title it Test Contact Us. We're not going to put a description in, and hit Create Form. This will bring us to a fresh page of actually creating the form itself. And there are some great step-by-step instructions if you forget on how to edit the form. But generally, all of your fields are drag and drop. Under Advanced Fields in this next section, there are some pre-made ones, like name, for example. So if we were wanting to do a first and last name, we can just drag and drop this in, and this will immediately populate a first and last name field, which is really nice. And then an email field, which we can drag and drop above or below, just like that. But let's say our third field we want to be like a text block that they could just kind of fill out. So if we go back to the standard fields, we could drag and drop the paragraph text over here. And that would give us a good amount of space for someone that wants to maybe tell us about the issues that they're having or the products they want to buy or whatever. But now it says Untitled. So from here, we want to click this little drop down arrow. And it says it'll have the different edited options, so we can change the field label to how can we help? And you can make these required, which is advisable. And but don't hit the X, just hit the little arrow to minimize it back, otherwise it will delete the whole module field. But to make sure that they're all required, you should go into each one of them and click Required under Rules. That way when they try to submit the form, it will not let them until they fill out all required fields. Now under the name field, you can see that there are other options that you can add if you want to add in a prefix field or a suffix field or even a middle name. Just by clicking on the little button, you can see it adds a drop-down field for a prefix. You can also click on the advanced section. You can see these are all the options. So if you want to add an additional field or subtract a field, you can do that as well. But we don't actually want the prefix, so we're going to take that back off. It automatically saves as we are working in it live, and then we will just hit Update. Now the form has been updated successfully. And if we want, we can actually preview the form by clicking Preview, and it will show you just generally how it looks. And if you wanted to test it, we hit Submit. So thanks for contacting us. We'll get back with you shortly. And now, because this has been opened in a new tab, we can actually go back to this area here. You can actually go to Settings, and under that you can actually, for example, we just saw the confirmation page was thanks for contacting us, so we want to edit that maybe, because this is the default confirmation page, and maybe we want to say thanks for contacting us, we will get in touch within 24 hours. And then you hit Save Confirmation. And now that has been saved. And then if you want, you can click on Notifications. Right now it is currently set for an admin notification, which is default. So if we want, we can turn that off, because maybe your web designer who has your admin doesn't want all the emails of people contacting you. So let's add a new one. In this section, this can be a little tricky, but the name is, we want to name this maybe Manager Notification and then we want it to send to, let's say, whoever that manager is. We can put their email address here, and then the from name, we can hit this little drop down, and then it will actually populate whoever filled out the form. So we can do first name and then last name, put a little space there, and then we can, if we want, we can say it's from your admin, knowing that's from the website, but why not populate the email from the person who filled out the contact form. And then if you want to blind copy someone, you can add their email address there as well. For the subject line, you could just say filled out contact form from website. And in the message area, you can do the same thing and hit this little button to do the merge tag for how can we help. And then that way, whatever they filled out will show up here in your email. After all of that is done, just hit save notification. Now that that is saved, you can go back to your notifications, and you'll see the new notification set up here. If you want to preview the page one more time, you can fill it out here as well. Test. Hit submit, and you can see that the confirmation text has changed. We'll open up my mail, look at, and there it is. Oh, there it is. Now you can see how it came from David Dowdy, filled out contact form from website, and the body is just what they wrote, which was test. Alright, so now that we've learned how to create a form in WordPress and how to get notifications the way you would like them to come, maybe you want to export all of the contacts that have come in over the last quarter, or maybe over the last weekend. So the way to do that is we'll go back to the form section. Now, if you click on just the forms overall page, it'll show every form that you have on your website. But let's say you want to export. So over in this section, there's import export. Just click on that. And then, so we're going to select test contact. And then we can choose what fields we want, which in this case, we really only have like 4 fields that are going to have any information on them. So might as well just select those. We can select a date range if we want it to be over a certain area, or we can just do leave it blank and we'll export every contact since its existence. And then click download export file. Now if I open that up, it'll open in Excel, and you can see now that I've filled this out twice, you can now see the first name, last name, email, and how we can help. Alright, and that is how you create forms in WordPress and how you would export contacts